warna hiasnya sualirnya. Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. This reading is going to take a look at the full moon in Leo taking place for all of us January 25th, 2024. You don't have to have Leo anywhere in your chart to be able to watch this reading. What I do every month on my channel is take a look at new moon and full moon readings for the collective, as well as weekly readings. I also do pick a cards. So this is just part of what I offer to the channel. These full moon readings, when I do them, is just getting an energetic look to see what it is that we, let's say at the full moon time, might be releasing, letting go, changing, switching up in our lives, and then at the new moon time, what it is we might be receiving or welcoming in. So it's always curious to me to see what it is we might be experiencing around these times. So full moon, what we might be changing and letting go. So let's go ahead and get started with the reading. To get the reading started for this full moon in Leo happening January 25th, 2024, I am going to start with a fortune reading card as the main energy and or theme of this particular full moon time. So let's see, what is the main energy for this particular full moon in Leo happening for all of us January 25th, 2024? Main energy and or theme of the full moon. Okay, wow. So I kind of like that, right? Because it's a phoenix and it's symbolic of fire. Leo is a fire sign. So we have the phoenix energy, be prepared to be renewed after a period of crisis. So that seems to have, I guess that energy seems to be a theme as far as what I've been getting in readings lately, where it's a burning away of the old to be replaced, yes, and renewed with something new. And it does feel like we've sort of been in limbo for a while until this finally happens and takes place for us. I feel like what this is saying is there is change, definitely change in the air, because it's energy of change and transformation with the phoenix as a symbol, symbolically. Definitely change and a turning point up ahead for a lot of us. And it could be that this full moon is welcoming in those changes, welcoming in that turning point, maybe a much needed turning point after being in a liminal space between old and new, or like what I've been saying, now and what's next, right? So we are rising up out of, it feels like, that in between. So we're now crossing the threshold to the other side of what's next, to what's new, from the old to what's now ahead of us. So that feels very welcomed to me. It's like, it kind of feels like it's about time. All right, so let's see if we can get a card here from the Healing with the Angels, just to add another layer to this for this particular full moon in Leo, January 25th, 2024 for all of us. Let's see what the energy is here, main energy and theme. Let's take a look. All right. And if I need another card, I will just grab off to the side, but let's have a look. All right, so I like this because it's positive in a way that, you know, we're being safely guarded and guided through the changes, okay, that we're experiencing. And we see this energy of the guardian angel, but we also see this energy of the girl with her head in her hands. The thing is like, you know, when you have your head in your hands like that, you're not able to see anything, right? You're looking down at the problem or the situation at hand, but you're not really seeing that there's help all around you or that there's a solution up ahead. So I feel like, if anything, this full moon is bringing you a solution. It's bringing you a fix. It's bringing you a remedy in some way. And wherever there's been a problem, a worry, a crisis, or a feeling of limbo, right, here she is, crying, upset, disappointed in some way, feeling like maybe all hope is lost. This energy is saying, nope, well, that's not going to last forever, because there's something that's going to come out of this. I'll even go so far as to say that this could be a blessing in disguise, but just know that there is divine energy surrounding you, supporting you, helping you to work your way through this energy of change and transformation, from old to new, from now to what's next. This is you crossing that threshold and making it through to the other side, okay? But just know that this transitionary period of this full moon. It's helping you to burn away something old that needs to go, that needs to be released, right? Because that's energy of full moon. It needs to be released so you can be restored, reborn, renewed, refreshed, reinvented in some way. And know that the process of that, the alchemical process of that even, right? The tears, they're cathartic in that way too, right? They help release and purge. Like the process of that burning away, of that release, has been completely protected, guarded, guided, and in your best interest. So I feel like you're safe as you go through these changes. Spirit wants you to know that with this reading. Know that what's coming out on the other side of these changes that you're experiencing at this pivotal time of the full moon is really a renewed, restored, revised, reinvented version of you. The old does not apply anymore after this. So I would say welcome in the changes and the shifts that are occurring for you. Welcome the release and the burning away of the old that no longer serves your greatest good and purpose. Because what it's doing is just cleaning the slate for the new version of you to arise from the ashes like the phoenix and be restored to the best version of you that you're meant to be. So even when you feel like nothing's going right, and I'm only saying that because of the energy of the card, right? Look at her energy. You feel like nothing's going right. That's just surface level what you can see. That's not really the truth of the matter, right? There's other forces at work on our behalf in spaces that we can't see. And we kind of have to lean on that in faith and trust that it's all going to work out, that it'll all turn out okay, that we're not going through whatever we're going through or dealing with these changes, whatever they may be, or feeling stuck just because, you know, none of this stuff is in vain. There's something greater at work on our behalf. And that's where we have to, again, surrender a bit. That's why it says, be prepared to be renewed after a period of crisis. Because what's coming next, right, is so much bigger and greater than what may be in your position right now that you can understand. And sometimes from our very human perspective, we don't always get to see what the bigger picture holds for us. But this card is telling you to be prepared for what's next, because better things are up ahead. And you're going to be able to put the past behind you. That's why it says the renewal is coming after a period of crisis. That's hinting at something better on the way, and that the worst of it is over. And that's always something to welcome, right? So I have the Pagan Otherworlds Tarot that I'll be using to help elaborate for this reading for the full moon in Leo happening January 25th, 2024. What else can we learn? Let's find out. Full moon in Leo. Again, if I need more cards, I will grab off to the side. But let's see. Oh, see, look at that. The star. Oh my gosh, the star has been stalking my readings for a while now. And look at the water energy in the card. That's also symbolic of healing and renewal, where things are flowing, balance and alignment, right? Taking place to guide you right and true to true north. This also is symbolic of divine guidance. So back to your guardians, your guides, your angels, your ancestors, right? Who are watching out for you, looking out for you as you make this change or transition from something old to something new, or from what's now to what's next. So I feel like this is definitely confirming the guardian angel card, the star is, and we also have energy of wish fulfillment. So I love the energy of divine guidance. So you're not going to be, again, let's touch on that. We're not going to be guided in the wrong way, or we're not going to be led astray. Okay, that's the reminder of the star card. It knows how to guide us right and true, like the North Star. That is kind of like our compass in the sky, right? We could always find our way with that star. And this is telling us that we're not going to get lost in the sauce, right? We're not going to lose our way as we make it to the next chapter of our journey. So I love this because it's just, again, confirming the safe passage is what this is feeling like. safe passage. Okay. The Fool. Look at that. The Fool. Brand new energy, risk-taking, right? Brand new journeys ahead of us. So again, you're being guided on the journey here. Guided here with the Star to possibly your wish fulfillment. It's going to require that you take up a new path, a new journey in some way. Maybe take a risk to also access your wish fulfillment on the other side of these changes, because that's what it feels like. It does feel like your wish fulfillment is on the other side of what you're leaving behind, or what you're letting go, or what is coming to a close. See, that's the thing. Fire energy itself is very transformative. It's also very activating in that way. Okay, it's an energy of activation with the fire. It's also cleaning the slate to nourish, right, a fresh start. Because if you think about, you know, even though fire can be very destructive, it could also be nourishing to the soil, let's say when out in the wilderness. And that's kind of the feeling here, like whatever fire, or like the card says, even crisis or energy of upheaval that you might be experiencing, what it's doing is just burning away what needs to go. So that way there is a clean slate, and you are kind of renewed and restored for, and ready and prepared for what's next. So I do feel like the Star is helping to put you on a new path with the Fool energy. And there's a new door up ahead that's opening up to you. And we see that here. So when we say that you got to burn away the old in order to prepare for the new, well, we see the new trying to make its way here with the Fool. We see that door opening up to you. We see that you're being guided in the direction of what's new. So I love that the Fool is here, because it's just confirming the new energy that's up ahead. And sometimes when we're in the thick of a situation, or we're feeling like this energy here, we don't see that there's new energy coming toward us. And we know that it's here. You're approaching it, and the Star is guiding you there to receive it. But it's like you can't hold on to the old if you want to receive the new, is what this is feeling like too. Something has to be let go, burned away, and released in order to receive it. And this is the full moon where you release those things. So you can then be ready to receive what you're meant to, and be put on the path to access it fully. But again, you can't mess it up, right? You can't go wrong. You can't be led astray. You can't be led off course in this way. And that feels very comforting to know, right? So let's see. Well, there goes hidden energy of the moon. And what's crazy is it's a full moon, right? It's a full moon. But not only that, we have 3 major arcanas on the table. That's huge. That's big energy taking place here with this full moon in Leo. And the energy that I was feeling of not being able to see the full picture yet is also coming from this card, right? Because her head is down. She can't see. If her eyes are covered because she has her, her head in her hands, she's not able to see the bigger picture. The thing about the moon is it does that exactly. We can't see the bigger picture. We can't see in the dark with the moon. So things aren't always what they seem with that energy. And that's why it's like you can't really give a lot of your energy to surface level things, because none of it really aligns with what really is going down metaphysically or spiritually in the spaces and the hidden realms where spirit is doing its work, where the universe is working on your behalf, where your higher self knows the plan. And there's that hidden energy. And that's sometimes the hardest part to work through, is the unknown of the moon, of what you can't see, what you don't know. But the thing with the Fool is that even though he's taking a new journey, he doesn't know where it's all going to lead. He doesn't let the past keep him from going. He doesn't let the baggage of the past keep him from going. This is why I always say that he carries this little satchel, because that's representative of not taking anything with him. He's traveling very lightly. And what I mean by not taking anything with him, he's not taking the heaviness and the weight of the past with him, because if he did, it might keep him from going. It might keep him from taking a risk, taking a leap of faith, or trying new things. He might talk himself out of it. But when you release the weight of the past, you don't have that baggage holding you back from doing what you feel intuitively led to do, or what the divine is inspiring you to pursue. So I like that the Fool is here, because it's a reminder too to lighten your load, lighten your thoughts, your spirit, and not allow the circumstances happening right now around you weigh you down or make you doubt what's possible for you. Because we see that you're being placed on the path to some kind of wish fulfillment, or the ability to access it. But in order to access it, you got to let go first. You got to release. You got to say goodbye to the things that aren't working. Put that behind you, so that way you can pursue what lies ahead and do it with faith, trusting the unknown as far as your intuition, right? Because your intuition doesn't need to rely on outside stimulation to be able to hear itself. The intuition speaks from the inside, and then you allow yourself to be guided by that as like your compass to navigate the earthly realm. And when we can't see, that's when we're requested, kind of like our higher self is asking. When you don't know, you don't have the answers, or you can't see what the outcome's going to be, just trust your inner knowing, your inner being at that point. The moon kind of puts us in the dark to help us to rely more on our intuitive guidance versus what the outside world is reflecting to us. So I do like that the moon is here too, in a way, because it's just saying you're headed into unknown territory. Yes, right here, unknown, new territory. But the star, the divine, the universe, higher self, maybe your guardians and guides are all helping you walk through the unknown parts of this new chapter that is opening up to you. So it's like to not be afraid, to not hold yourself back, to allow yourself to be guided. Trust your intuition even that much more over what appears outwardly, because the outward appearances, that's not where it's at. The outward appearances aren't exactly making sense, or they're not lining up. But it's okay if all is not as it seems. It's not going to make sense at first. So if you have a risk to take, if you have like something that you're contemplating doing, if you have a leap that you want to take and you're hesitating, this is a full moon where you really, really trust yourself to do what you need to do, to take the leaps, to make the choices where you need to. Because when you do, you're just promoting, okay, the change that is kind of already lining up and happening for you. It's just you listening to your higher self, your inner knowing, trusting that over anything else, and following through. I think this full moon is going to help some of you follow through with something that you've been needing to do. And it's like the minute you take the leap, yeah, you're going to be jumping into the unknown, but this is also saying you're safe. So feel protected. Know that it's all right. You're going to make it out on the other side. And when you do, you're not going to be the same. But then again, you're not the same now. You're not the same person that you were 6 months ago, let alone a day ago, let alone a week ago. There's been a change and transformation taking place, all to prepare you to do this, all to prepare you to make the changes that you need to make, to take a new journey, to take a leap where you need to make choices that align with you and the version that you are of yourself now versus the version that you were before. So I like that the changes that are happening are just helping you to align with the version of you that you've become. So allow yourself to be guided in that way, even if it requires that you walk through some unknown aspects of what you're about to do. If anything, it's just emphasizing the process of trust and faith with the star, and hope that, this is what you're meant to do, and for maybe a higher purpose than you could even see right now. Again, the moon doesn't allow you to fully see everything right in the moment. The thing is, hindsight will reveal to you how it all worked out later down the road. But from now until then, right, you're kind of taking a risk to do it. And I always say with the little dog and the Fool card, that spirit at your side, that's the loyalty of spirit backing you up. Being that faithful, loyal companion not abandoning you on the journey into this new energy that you're approaching. So you're not alone. We have guardian angel energy here. We have the little dog as a companion, spirit guide even. We also have the energy of divine guidance of the star. So lots of energy, you know, and we also have dogs here too. We have the wolf and we have the domesticated dog in the moon card. The wolf is symbolic of following one's instincts, facing one's fears. And then, you know, the domesticated dog is also loyalty to oneself, to the journey. So beautiful symbolism in the cards, I think, if anything, just reaffirming the process, that it is a process, and there's some stages that we go through as we have change activated in our lives that leads us into unknown territory. But if we can just not let the weight of the past or previous experiences keep us from trying new things, if we take those leaps where we need to, we will be rewarded for them. Okay. So I am curious about at least taking one more card. Okay. So we have the Five of Wands. That's just, if anything, it's a minor arcana for one, not anything to be really overly concerned about. I think if anything, it's just confirming the challenging aspects that we may deal with as we leap into the unknown. And also how when we do new things, we take leaps and take chances, and how when we're different, right? When we've changed, sometimes the change that we undergo does not convenience everybody. Sometimes the Five of Wands can talk about conflict with others, sometimes conflict within ourselves. So whether it's internal conflict or external conflicts outside of us with others, there's a conflict brewing in the change that we're experiencing. Sometimes when we go through a radical change, or when change gets activated in us and we're led to do new things, it does not always align with the people around us. And sometimes it makes us scared, right? And that's the internal conflict. But when it doesn't align with the people outside of you, or it doesn't convenience them, let's say, it's because they're used to you being a certain way. And the minute you've changed, that's not convenient for them anymore, you see. And it can cause disputes, arguments, butting of heads. So just be mindful of that energy, okay? There could be adversities outside of you, in your surroundings. I don't know, for some of you on a mundane level in your place of work, frustrations at work, maybe frustrations in the home or with others where you live. There could also be frustrations within yourself, maybe frustrated on the journey, right? Frustrated or confused or feeling conflicted about trying something new. Because for one, the unknown, the hidden, can be very frustrating. And that's angst energy. That's angsty energy of the Five of Wands. So I think if anything, it's just telling you to be mindful of that. That a lot of times the angst that you may feel is really just because there's so much unknown surrounding maybe a choice or something that you're experiencing right now. And I think a lot of times we feel angst when we want to, you know, we want to feel like everything's okay, right? We want to know that everything's going to be all right, and that we have 2 feet firmly planted on the ground. And when we're experiencing the unknown, it feels like everything's up in the air, and we feel like we don't have any control. And then we can feel angsty, frustrated, upset, right? And I think that's only natural because we're going through changes. Right? It's kind of like the push and pull effect of a butterfly trying to come out of its cocoon. There is going to be some of that. Five of Wands. It's going to be some of that push and pull. It's a number 5. Fives talk about changes. So there's going to be a little bit of a push and pull as you're undergoing a major shift and change with this full moon, or at least it's initiating it. And if you have to do something different, make a change for yourself in some way, that could also cause a little bit of a push and pull, whether it be within yourself or in your surrounding. But change and growth does that. it does cause a little friction to push through a change, right? Just like a seed or a plant pushing its way out of a seed pod, you know, or a butterfly pushing its way out of a cocoon. Whenever there's growth, there is going to be some of that. There's going to be some resistance, okay, taking place. So I feel like that, if anything, this is just telling you to anticipate that that's a possibility, whether it be within yourself or in your surroundings with others. But if anything, it's just proof of growing pains taking place. And not to grow weary through that process, because you'll make it out on the other side, right? It's like, you know, what they say, this too shall pass, is the saying, right? And it makes sense with that energy of the Phoenix, or the Five of Wands, angsty frustration, push and pull effect that you may feel. I am going to look underneath the surface as a hidden energy, as far as like what maybe we can't see. Oh, I'm so glad I looked. I'm so glad I looked. There you go. There's your 10 of Cups. So underneath the surface, you have your 10 of Cups. You have your joy. You will have your fulfillment. You'll have your happiness. You'll have your success. There's something good that's going to come from this. So if you can just allow yourself to work your way through the changes of this full moon, allow the old to burn away. Stand firm, though, in what it is you know you need to do for yourself, for your journey moving forward, maybe a change or a choice that you need to make for yourself to seek a new path or forge a new direction. You know, just trust yourself through the process of that, even though there might be some push and pull you may experience in, you know, in embarking on a new path or direction or journey or choice. But it's all going to be, it kind of feels like it'll be well worth it when all is said and done, because at the end of the day, you'll have your fulfillment here with the 10 of Cups. You'll have your joy. You'll have your blessings as a result of making the change, even though it was hard. You know, that's why I was feeling like this energy of like being rewarded, you know, for the risks that you take. There's something underneath the surface that, you know, that's good, that's going to come from taking that leap where you need to, and trusting yourself to do it. No matter how hard it might have been, or frustrating, or how much you fought with your own mind, body, heart, and spirit, right? Because sometimes when we grapple with, you know, there's duality in this card. It kind of feels like there's a little bit of duality in that way. You know, we grapple with, should I not? And I do feel a little bit of that coming from the moon. But it's like, don't let the past paradigms or mindsets of the past or people's opinions, right, keep you from doing what you know you need to do, or from taking the road that you need to take. Because it does feel like there's a purpose and a reason for what it is you're being or feeling led to do. And just know that the angst, the hidden elements, the things that you're letting go and burning away, again, just prepare. It's preparing you to receive what you can't see right now. And like I said, I was getting that vibe that there's things happening that you can't really see. Nothing is as it seems. Nothing makes sense. You don't see like this blessing that's headed your way. But I feel that you will be rewarded on the other side of what's next, or the new that you're being prepared for. For some of you, it has to do with your wish fulfillment, which indeed would, with that 10 of Cups, make you extremely happy and fulfilled. And again, hindsight, when all is said and done, right? You would, if you knew that you were going to arrive at your wish fulfillment, you would do it all over again. You would go through that all over again if you knew it would lead you to the outcome that you want. And that's kind of what this feels like. Hindsight is going to show you that it was all worth it. The shifts, the changes, the choices that you had to make, the risks and the leaps that you had to take, it was all leading you to your wish fulfillment with the Star and a happy outcome when all is said and done with the Ten of Cups underneath the surface. And all that struggle, angst, maybe adversity, challenge, Five of Wands, conflicts, whether they be internal or external, confusion maybe with the moon, right? All the uncertainty that you might have felt with the moon's energy as well. It's like it would all be worth it when all is said and done if you arrived at your wish fulfillment anyway. So I think this is, if anything, saying to focus on the outcome that you've envisioned, right? Because it does feel like you're headed into new territory over here. You're headed into new territory, and some parts of that new energy or new path is so unknown. But if you can brave the unknown, again, the bravery test of the Fool, headed into the unknown, even though it doesn't know where it's going to lead. But he takes the leap anyway and doesn't let the past keep him from going. So again, you're headed into unknown territory, but it's not going to stop you because you've lightened the weight, right, of the past. You've released it. You let it go so you can pursue. This full moon is going to help you to pursue what's ahead of you. Put you in alignment with it. Help you prepare to receive it. And it definitely has to do with a wish fulfillment or something that's going to make you happy. And it would have all been worth it, is kind of what this is saying. So it's like, be prepared for changes up ahead. A major transformation, a shift, a turning point for some of you. Yes, a breakthrough. Yes. But it's going to lead you to where you need to be. And it's going to set you off on new territory. Yes, new sometimes can be scary, but I feel like this is saying, don't let that keep you from trying or doing or pursuing. Trust yourself and your intuition. There's some growing pains here, yes, as you make it from old to new and from now to what's next. Yes, that's for sure. But you got this at the same time is what this feels like too. You got it. So, all right, so I don't need that many. I just need 3. Let's see if we can just get 3. All right, what do we have? All right, so we have the bond energy. I love the acorn because that's symbolic of a seed that you've planted. For some of you, it has to do with a manifestation, a wish fulfillment. The bond energy talks about all the right elements and things coming together to allow for this seed to grow, to, you know, to thrive. And it's funny because I did mention the seed pod, right? Where it's like the plant has to push its way out of the seed pod, just like a butterfly has to push its way out of a cocoon. There's a growth process in that. So I think that ties in very well. Again, there's a bond of elements here, right? You need water, you need soil, you need the seed. All these things come together to allow for the seed to grow. And I think for some of you, the seed that is growing for you and all these things that are coming together for you now at this moment, it's like a culmination point at this full moon is happening to help you arrive and take the path towards a wish fulfillment and your 10 of Cups, the happiness that maybe you're right now in a position you can't fully see that's on the way. Well, there you go, right? Look at that, abundance. You have the beautiful energy of the pomegranate, which is a spiritual symbolic symbol. Yeah, I mean, maybe your wish fulfillment has to do with more abundance in your life. So I think you're on to better things. Like I said, over here with this card, it says, be prepared to be renewed after a period of crisis. Well, that's telling us that the worst is over. Okay, the troubles of the past are behind you, or they will be behind you soon. That's why you're rising like the phoenix, rising from the ashes, right? Transformed, renewed, restored to where the things that you struggled with, the challenges and adversities you faced, you're going to be able to put that behind you now because all the right things are coming together to align you with a seed that you've planted. And it has to do with some tangible, physical, I feel, abundance. Likewise, spiritual abundance, right? Wisdom, enlightenment. That comes from the experiences that we have. So yeah, man, that's super positive. A blessing, right? That's also a blessing. 10 of Cups. That's going to come from all of this. So let's see. Okay, so fear failure. Yeah, well, that's that Five of Wands. That's that moon. That's kind of like where you have to remind yourself, right, that you can, that everything's possible. And sometimes our fears of failure will keep us from taking the leaps, doing the things, making the choices that we know on an intuitive level, on a soul level, on a higher self level, we need to take. And sometimes we're scared and we feel like, you know, maybe we're not good enough, or am I going to be able to make it? Am I going to be able to tackle this? Am I going to be able to achieve this? That's the fear of failure. That's the energy of the Fool that I was talking about, where it's like if you carried the weight of the past still on your shoulder, it would keep you from going. It would keep you from trying. The thing is that there's elements coming together here to align you with some kind of abundance, to align you with some wish fulfillment, to align you over here with a fresh start, because you're not the same. You're renewed, restored, reinvented, right? That's the version of you where you're living the wish, the dream, and the manifestation achieved. The old version of you might have been afraid to go, afraid to do, afraid to try. That version of you would keep you from doing, would keep you from going. And that's where the failure card comes in, because sometimes we have a fear of the unknown. We have a fear of failing. Maybe we have others, Five of Wands, that'll tell us we'll fail, right? Because sometimes that's external conflict from others, because we've decided to take a new path that doesn't convenience them, or they don't align with, or that they don't approve of. And then we start to allow those thoughts to get in our way or cloud our judgment and make us believe we won't succeed. So whether that's an internal narrative or an external one, there's some kind of fear of failure attached to maybe a new chapter that you're embarking upon, or that a choice maybe that with this full moon you're about to make. But I also feel like to say to you to trust your intuition, because only you know what's best for you. And others might have an opinion, but you know what they say. Yeah, everybody has one, right? So it's up to you. It's always your choice. But I would say give more fire and fuel to the inner knowing, the inner compass, the higher self, and the way that it speaks to you, versus the outside voices that would try to convince you otherwise. Okay, I feel like that's serious advice here with that failure card, to not let that keep you from trusting your own journey. I'm going to grab another one because I don't want to leave it like that. Again, don't forget that 10 of Cups underneath the surface. We see that you're coming into abundance. We see that you're coming into some wish fulfillment. We see that we have a new path ahead of you. It's just that some of the path from this point on seems a little murky. But that's when you're asked to trust, even when you can't see. Okay? And to know, again, that you're not alone. You're not alone. So even though you might be afraid, you're not alone. And there's a reason why you're being nudged in a certain direction too. If you've been feeling, you know, the nudge and the push to go, to do, to try, there's a reason why you're being nudged in that direction. Again, there's a desire for further growth through that experience. All right, one more card. And, okay, two, they're stuck. The thing is that when all is said and done with that 10 of Cups underneath the surface, you will be happy that you did. Hindsight will show you that you will be happy that you did. That you put your fears aside to pursue that which you know was what was aligned with your best, or your heart, right? In that way. Okay, so let's find out. Because again, I feel like that Fool knows he needs to go in a new direction, and he has to trust himself to do it. Right? And the only reason why he goes is because he feels the push, he feels the nudge. and there's something you're being nudged with. It could be with this full moon. It could be that you're being nudged to make a change, or to let something go, or to move on in a different direction. But the thing is like the only thing that could keep you from the abundance, the blessings, the wish fulfillment, the happiness, right? The 10 of Cups, your ultimate fulfillment would be the fear of failure, or the doubts, the uncertainties, the conflict that you might feel within yourself. That's the only thing that can keep you from accessing the very abundance and blessings that are on the way, or trying to enter. And that this period of growth through the process of arriving at is trying to prepare you for. Well, there you go. More energy of protection. You have the guardian angel, you have the divine guidance of the star, you have protection, and you have perseverance. So it's saying that you have what it takes to achieve the unthinkable, right? Or what other people might doubt. Right? Other people might doubt your ability or capability to achieve. You might even doubt that in yourself. But think about the energy of is it the salmon, right? They swim upstream against all odds, right? To accomplish a goal, to achieve the impossible, but they do it. They do it. And then you have this energy here, which is telling us that something is unlocking for you. Something that was inaccessible is now being accessed. Okay? And you're safe, you're protected. Again, so again, if you have any worries about failing, no, you will get through this. You will find yourself on the other side of it. And you will persevere, having achieved the goal. Fish is also a symbol of abundance. Salmon also multiply. And there's a saying, right, that says an acorn begins, or no, I'm sorry. A forest begins with a single acorn. I'll put the quote in the screen. So, a forest begins with a single acorn. And that's kind of giving the vibes of like anything that you want to achieve, it starts with the first step. And you have doors that are opening up to you, things that are unlocking for you at this time. So it's like, it does feel like this is a full moon where you're going to want to take advantage of that energy that's opening up to you. Cast your fears and worries aside and pursue and persevere to achieve your goal. Despite the odds, despite the conflict, despite the uncertainty, worry, or failures, ideas of failure, right? Because the star is guiding you. And the version of you that you're moving in the direction of. Oh, did you see that candle? It's like it went out and then it came back. That was interesting. Now I lost my train of thought. Oh boy. All right, so let's see if I remember. It's like the version of you that you have shifted and changed to become, right? That version of you awaits you on the other side of the leap you're about to take. Because I feel like that Phoenix is saying you've done the internal work to burn off, to release these negative things, right? These patterns, paradigms, things of the past, woundings of the past. Like you've done the physical work or the metaphysical work to burn those things away. Also, you can align with the version of you that's living the wish fulfillment in the future. Yeah, I hope that makes sense. But you're about to meet the version of you. Okay, there's two there. You're about to meet the version of you. Oh, now it went out. Do you see that? Whoa. Okay, you're about to meet the version of you that you've worked so hard on yourself to become. That you pushed your way through to become. And no, the journey there probably hasn't been easy, right? That comes with its own challenges, sure. But again, like I said, when you finally arrive at the wish fulfillment, you'll realize, or when you've accessed your happiness, your fulfillment, your joy, the journey, despite its obstacles, you'll look back on it and realize it was worth it. And then you'll be happy you did persevere, that you did unlock those doors for yourself. And that you'll be happy you didn't give up on the seeds that you've planted. And you'll be grateful for all the wisdom and abundance, that you've received on the other side of it. And you're not alone. So let's see. Well, what do you know? Manifestation. Your dreams have untold energy. Open the doors and let them live. There you go. Look. That's the lock being opened, right, to the door of your manifestation. Desire and belief are your power. There you go. And there's your star. There's your wish fulfillment. There's your manifestation. There's the seed that you've planted. That's what's on the other side of this threshold that you're being moved or being pushed, right, nudged to cross over and through or leap into, right? It has to do with the seed that you've planted. Look at that, the energy card. I like this. Life force is flowing. Open yourself to receive the power from within. So there you go. You have the power. The fire is within you to pursue, right? It says open yourself up to receive this. And I said you're being prepared to receive it. It says be prepared to renew after a period of crisis. Open yourself to receive the power from within. Yeah, all this was just preparation to receive the manifestation, the wish, fulfillment, this new beginning, the seeds that you've planted, everything that you've worked hard to become. That's what this full moon is doing. It's helping to prepare you, not only to release, to make room for this new stuff, but then to access it too, to arrive at it. And it has to do with your manifestation. And Spirit is trying to remind you that you have the power, perseverance, okay, to access it, to receive it now, despite the unknown, despite the uncertainty, despite the fears, right, of possible failure. So I think this is a reminder, kind of this reading feels like a reminder to you, to a reminder of your own power, the reminder of your own perseverance, resilience, and the ability, right, to manifest the things that you want for yourself, and they're on the other side of this. So open yourself up to receive it because you have the power to access it and accomplish it. You just have to be reminded. That's why it says desire and belief are your power. Open yourself to receive the power from within. So again, just you have untold energy, untold energy. You see that? So energy and untold energy. Your dreams have untold energy. Open the door. Let them live. Don't suffocate them by staying in place, right? Or holding yourself back. Because something's about to pop off here. Something's trying to come in. It does feel like only you can keep yourself from it. Only your fears can keep you from it, is what this is saying. So this is your reading for the full moon. I'm going to go ahead and roll the dice for angel numbers. For those of you who are unfamiliar with my channel, I do roll the dice for angel numbers to help confirm a lot of what is already said in the reading. Maybe to also help you get a message that you need for yourself personally in the moment. I also don't want to suggest a source online because there's a lot on the internet. I just, want to allow you to take the journey for yourself, find a source that you trust, go with that. Sometimes when you take the journey, you come across other signs, synchronicity, and serendipity Spirit wants you to have. Take that journey for yourself, see where it leads, see what it brings, right? Also, I try to remind everybody to refrain from putting the number interpretation in the comments section. We want everybody to, again, find the magic for themselves. And that's why I allow you to take the journey. I don't want to direct you in any way or influence that at all. I want you to do that for yourself, okay? So see what the number brings to you. Again, I'm just super, like, I'm kind of flabbergasted by this reading, by the way, because there's a happiness that's up ahead for you. And maybe it's just this reading, if anything, is just encouragement. You know, you let me know how it applies or how you perceive it, but it does feel like encouragement to remind you that there's something better up ahead and to not lose steam now, okay? Happiness, wish fulfillment, abundance, and manifestation. So go out and get it. All right, let's see what the number is for you for this reading, this full moon in Leo, January 25th, 2024. All right, so we have 12, 8, and 3. So 1283 is your angel number. Go ahead and look up that number. I'll put it in the screen for you. See what it brings to you. If you feel that this reading has helped and connected for you in some magical way, please do let me know in the comment section down below. Like, share, and subscribe to support this channel. Consider joining my channel membership for exclusive content and readings that I put out for members only. You can also support what I do here by visiting my Etsy store. Link is down below in the description box. Pay me a visit. I have handmade crystal jewelry there, t-shirts I design by hand, starseed t-shirts, and I also have personal readings upon availability. So sending you much love wherever you are. Be well, be safe, take care, and always keep shining.